Hello and welcome back to another episode of Electrified Reviews. I hope you are having an absolutely amazing day and I hope you are enjoying this holiday season, which I think is officially here. Today we are reviewing the Widewheel W6 electric scooter, which is a pretty groovy looking ride with tons of lighting, speed, power, and of course style. Seriously, there's multicolored lights like everywhere on this thing, which most of you probably know by now we absolutely love to see. That extra illumination directly translates into added safety, and it looks pretty cool too. Nice. The Widewheel W6 is a full suspension electric scooter that rides smooth as butter on the roads but can just as easily fly down some light trails. It's got a starting price of $1,449 USD, and there's an upgrade option for an extra charger for $80 if you want to fast charge, and a seat for $200 in case you want to ride the W6 more like a moped. Widewheel offers a 1-month comprehensive warranty with a 3-month warranty for the disc brakes, brake levers, and charger, and a 6-month warranty for the handlebars, folding mechanism, shocks, battery, and motor, but interestingly, not the motor wire. However, you can also opt for an additional year of warranty for $149. Okay, let's dive into the specs. The Widewheel W6 has two 1,000 nominal watt hub motors, one in the front wheel and one in the rear wheel for, you guessed it, a total of 2,000 watts of power, which you can really feel when you've got both motors engaged and you throw it in turbo mode. The W6 is quick off the line and is a competent hill climber, thanks to the motors of course, but also because of the mechanical advantage offered by the comparatively smaller 10-inch wheels. When the Widewheel W6 is in eco mode, and especially with just one motor engaged, it feels much more tamed, and we particularly appreciate the ability to switch between settings on the fly with the toggles on the handlebars. The motors bring the Widewheel W6 up to a top speed of 40 miles per hour, which feels especially fast given the shorter wheelbase and somewhat cramped deck space. You can use the controller box at the rear of the W6 as a footrest, but it's a smooth surface and it's a little slick. We kept the Widewheel W6 at around 25 miles per hour while testing, and for us, that speed felt just right. The battery on the Widewheel W6 is a 52-volt, 23.5 amp hour battery with a max estimated range of 40 miles in perfect conditions. Of course, if you plan on ripping through trails with both motors in turbo mode, you'll also be ripping through the battery quite a bit more quickly. The battery itself is housed inside the deck, which is great for keeping a low center of gravity, but also for keeping the battery protected from dirt and debris. Now, back to that second charger we mentioned at the beginning. Honestly, it's worth the $80. Charging time with one charger is 10 hours, but if you throw a second charger on there, it drops in half to 5 hours, which is pretty good. The Widewheel W6 has front and rear suspension, and they do their job beautifully. Rough terrain feels pretty smooth, and smooth terrain feels nice and glassy. Now, look, that being said, when the front suspension forks quickly compress, the whole front end sags pretty aggressively, which can pitch the rider forward. So stay alert while riding, and keep that weight on the back foot to save yourself from going over the handlebars, which maybe we have done once or twice before in the past. To bring the Widewheel W6 to a stop, we've got powerful electronic braking that is super effective, and also a mechanical disc brake in the front and a hydraulic disc brake in the rear. If we had it our way, we'd switch those around so the hydraulic brake, which does more of the work, is put in the front wheel. Still, the braking power on the W6 is excellent. The Widewheel W6 is a heavy beast, weighing in at around 79 pounds with a 330-pound carry capacity. The good news is, a lot of that weight comes from the beefy frame and locking mechanisms, but our favorite part of the W6's frame has to be the lighting situation. The front headlight itself is surprisingly bright, and there's also a taillight and two multicolored LED light bars on the front of the handlebar stem. And just to top it all off, there's some additional accent lighting around the controller. Combined, the lights look pretty cool, and they make the W6 feel distinctive from some of its competitors. Wire management on the Widewheel W6 is also on point, with everything wrapped and bundled together quite nicely. The handlebars here do feel a bit narrow, which makes the W6 exceptionally nimble at low speeds, but it also adds to that squirreliness when hitting trails at speeds above 25 miles per hour. On the left side of the handlebars, there's a horn, a toggle for the lights, and even turn signals. And on the right side of the handlebars, we've got the trigger throttle, eco and turbo mode, the single motor and dual motor, and ignition and the display. Folding the Widewheel W6 is a piece of cake. There's 3 separate safety latches at the bottom of the handlebar stem and then a release lever. Once the handlebars are down, they lock into place to make it easier to transport. Even the handlebars themselves fold down just in case you need to maximize your storage capacity. Overall, the Widewheel W6 is a fun, capable, and unique electric scooter with some impressive specs, but a relatively easy to digest price tag. The W6 feels like a good choice for anyone who wants not just an electric scooter, but an electric scooter that makes a fashion statement. Alright, awesome peeps, that is it for the review of the Widewheel W6. Now, let's take it out for a ride.